Hi, my name is Emilio Salas, and I'm applying for the position of Youth Advocate at the LGBT Community Center. I'm currently a junior at California State University of Chico and studying communications, criminal justice, and political science. So, out of all of the businesses and nonprofits in the world, the reasons why I want to work at the LGBT Community Center is because I grew up as a gay youth in Sacramento as well. I have faced many disadvantages in life, but I believe that I can use my disadvantages to help those also facing similar obstacles or different from my own, as well as letting them know that you are not alone. My other reason being is that I know that I am helping out others in my community and knowing that I'm making a difference in others' lives. So, what comes to mind when I think about the LGBT Community Center is a safe space for people to come and feel welcomed and valued, knowing that there are resources for individuals who are having housing crisis or wanting information about testing or who would get vaccinations done. The final thing that comes to mind is helping individuals find jobs and preparing them for success. Before they go into interviews, whether that be dress for success, resume writing, or professional headshots. The experiences that I have gained working at the LGBTQIA community is when I was the Regional Affairs Director for the Student Senate of California Community Colleges Region 2. I participated in the Pride Alliance Caucus at a statewide level amongst other student leaders across the state of California. From there, I would deliver issues and matters that were affecting my constituents within my region and brainstorm ideas with my fellow caucus members on the approaches and ways that we would tackle these issues. Ways being town meetings, resolutions, writings, and personally going to the colleges and talking to the administrators. So, the next part that brings me to is the needs that I would anticipate from our clients and the questions that I would anticipate while on the job. These questions would be where to get testing done for sexual diseases, help with FAFSA or schooling in general, what are the events going on, and how they can get involved in our own community, as well as understanding about voting rights and other ways to help them in their own endeavors. Some organizations in Sacramento that I would refer the clients to would be the Gender Health Center on V Street for people in the transitioning process, or WEAVE for victims dealing with domestic violence or sexual assault, or supporters wanting to get more information on ways to help and what they should be on the lookout for their friends, family, and other strangers as well. And my final one is Pucci's Pharmacy on Folsom Boulevard to get the monkeypox vaccination done and any other vaccinations as well as pharmacy needs from their doctors. So my communication style is thinker. I like to knock out tasks one by one. I like to make a list and stay focused on that list. I like to be focused on the task at hand and discuss matters and ideas that I had planned out in my head and hear others' opinions about my thought process. In my prior work experience, my proudest moment would be being awarded as partner of the current quarter at my current job. I was nominated by my peers for my dedication to my work, willingness to help others in the moment, rather that be coaching them and helping them understand certain aspects of the job, or comforting them and getting to know them better. Being dedicated to our work values every day and coming into work and always bringing a fun and positive atmosphere every day in the workplace. The way that I maintain confidential information being exposed to me is making sure that I leave work in a safe and secure place. Never leave any documentation out in public that is not supervised, and only discuss matters with individuals that are in the need to know basis, and making sure that when I am talking about it, that it is not being heard by anyone else inside the room that should not be in the need to know basis. The most important qualities for the candidate that a candidate should possess for this position would be an active listener for others, having empathy for those going through difficult challenges, and having a heart to help others. I believe that these aspects are very important for somebody in this position. The most challenging aspect of this job for me would be being a lead facilitator at one of the youth groups. Because at the beginning, I am more of a shy and introverted individual. It takes me a little bit to warm up and feel comfortable in the space that I'm in or the people that I'm around. It's just something that I just need to be familiar with and be able to be confident in the role that I am. Next part is a time that I had to adjust to a schedule due to unforeseen circumstances. The time that I had to do this was when COVID first happened, when I had to be comfortable with going from a work-study job in the office at my school to being put on a computer at Zoom and conducting my own office hours and schedule sessions that would work for me and my students for tutoring, and making sure that I was on top of it, and instead of showing up to the office and getting all of it done, I had to be aware of my own hours and my own time. A time that I had a disagreement with a supervisor was during the holiday seasons at one of my former jobs, and we got a lot of high-end ticket items, but we had limited amount of security devices to protect our assets. My supervisor wanted to leave the items in a blind spot in the area that they needed to be at, which gave me a negative feeling in my gut. I let my supervisor know that the ideas and the reasons why I thought negatively about this idea. We then proceeded to discuss and juggle around ideas that would best help both of us feel comfortable with leaving the products in this negative spot. After discussing it, our final outcome was placing the items in an area where team members could pass, as well as other customers, and they're able to check in and notice if there's a mass amount of product that disappeared. It also was allowing the camera to get the area and capture the activity that was going on in that area of the store. So my understanding of intersectionality is the key part that it plays into the LGBTQIA community is that we are juggling not just race, gender, or any other disadvantage that somebody might play, but we're also collectively thinking about it together. We're collectively thinking about all the disadvantages as a whole, and we're trying to brainstorm how each and every one of them plays a part into said disadvantage, whether that be a political side, whether that be a race, whether that be a sexuality side. We're gathering those disadvantages and seeing them as a whole and seeing how it affects in a general aspect instead of nitpicking and seeing it within a certain aspect in a certain person. How would I like to be recognized in a job well done? The way that I like to be recognized is through either a written response or a verbal response. I like to be recognized within those two ways, just because it lets me know straight off the bat that I'm doing something good and that I know that the job that I am making is a positive experience. Knowing that off the bat that there's nothing that I need to worry about, that there's just going to be more improvement to my workflow. As for questions that I would like to ask right now, as of right now, I do not have any questions that I would like to answer. I would like to ask at this moment in time, but I would want to say thank you so much for considering me for this job, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.